We are back in Utah, more specifically, Kanab. Most specifically, the Old West. Now, I'm not just here on vacation. There is an actual purpose to this trip. This weekend just so happens to be the annual Utah Museum Association conference, and this year it takes place here in Kanab. As you can see, even the old Parry Lodge is here welcoming us. Come along and take a walk with me. So today is Thursday, and I left for this trip on Tuesday. It was about Tuesday evening. I drove up here with my really good friend Pearson, who has appeared in a few of my other videos, so you might recognize him if he shows up in the video here sometime. But let's just say the drive up here was something else. Somehow we caught the short end of the day, and the road that we took to get here was dark and winding with tons of deers. So shout out to Huntrix and the Sodger boys for keeping us sane and, you know, giving us something to sing along to so we didn't think about all of the scary, spooky murderers out in the woods. So yesterday, Wednesday, was the first day of the conference, and it was incredible. There were lots of cool panels. They fed us great food. And since I was here as a volunteer, I actually got to see like the inner workings of this conference. So I got to work one-on-one with the Utah Museums Association staff, you know, museum curators, and all of that good stuff, which was an incredible experience for me. But also, here's a little life tip. If you want to get into something for free that would otherwise be very expensive, just become a volunteer, because they like paying for you. They like paying for help. So everything was free. That being said, today is day 2 of the conference, and I have served my time. No, it wasn't actually that bad. It was more like 2 hours. I helped out at the front desk, and I also, you know, I kind of hosted a panel type thing where I handed out materials. You know, I helped with the people that were actually presenting. You know, I held up those signs that were like, hey, you have 5 minutes left. Just basic stuff like that. But that was all I was needed for today, which leaves me with an entire day to explore Kanab. That being said, it is getting pretty late. The shadows are becoming a bit longer. So I'm basically about to speed run this nice little western town, see what I can see, and let's just go with the flow. Here behind me is the Parry Lodge. It's a motel, and not only is it of historical value in terms of how old it is, but also many Hollywood A-listers from the golden age of cinema, especially, you know, Old West film. Those celebrities would come to stay here at the Parry Lodge. I just wish, you know, that they had like a plaque or something telling me exactly who stayed here. I think that'd be pretty cool. Well, I'll be dang. The universe heard me, and it answered. Some celebrities that spent their fair share of time here in Kanab include Tony Curtis, Chauncey Perry, Whitney Perry, Runaway Perry, Neil Summers, Dan Haggerty, Ronald Reagan, Death Valley Days, Johnny Western, Edgar Latimer Hinton III, Darby Hinton. Ooh, the Pony Express was filmed here, and so was Planet of the Apes, which is an incredible film, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Joanne Drew, Claire Trevor, and Robert Ryan, Gary Cooper, John McIntyre, and good old Dale Evans, Hollywood's sweetheart. Whew, whew, that took the wind out of me, but history will do that to you. Now, being here for a film conference and talking about film history, what other perfect place to visit than the Little Hollywood Museum and Trading Post? Now, this here is an entire museum dedicated to how so many films based in the Old West were shot up here in Kanab. And as you can see, like, just take a look behind me. It was a perfect setting. Can't you just picture the Lone Ranger and Tonto riding along these plains? Like I said earlier, I am a little short on time, but I will still try to hit everything there is to see here. Now, this museum doesn't just have replicas. It has actual screen-used props and buildings that were used in many of these Old West films. For example, this little shack here, what's called a gun port, is from the 1962 Rat Pack remake of the classic film Gunga Din. Now, if you haven't seen Gunga Din, it's a great film. Actually, a lot of things that happened in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom were inspired from that first Gunga Din, but this remake was the Frank Sinatra, the Rat Pack remake. And funny enough, Ocean's 11 and this remake, which was called Surgeons 3, was the only two movies that the Rat Pack made in their entirety, in which every single member were in that film. And funny enough, right where we were across the street at the Parry Lodge, the Rat Pack, they all stayed there. Of course they stayed there. It was the Parry Lodge. And rumor has it that they would go swimming there. So if you ever dip your toes in at the Parry Lodge, you're swimming in the same water that Mr. Sinatra swam in himself. Hello, Frank? Are you in there?
Start spreading.
All right, Mr. Sinatra. I'll come back another day. Now this here was the cabin that was used in the Walt Disney film One Little Indian. You're probably thinking that sounds like a crazy movie, and you'd be right. The premise is about a white boy who turned into a Native American. Granted, of course, back then when nobody cared, everyone was called Indian. It was also about a person in the army who was a deserter and a camel. So there you have it. A white boy turned Native American, a deserter of the United States military, and a camel. What could go wrong? Now this is what I came here for. It wasn't for the conference. It wasn't for the scenery. It was for this cabin right here. This is the cabin that was used in the 2012 film John Carter of Mars. Now, for those of you who know that film, you are aware that it was a cinematic masterpiece. It is beautiful. It is incredible. There are zero problems with it. And it is literally the best film ever made, if I might say. And I mean, where are all my John Carter heads at? If you are a John Carter head, leave a comment down below. The John Carter fandom is dying. If you are a John Carter head, please leave a comment down below. I mean, come on, man. The John Carter of Mars was right here. He was right here. You know who else was here? Willem Dafoe. Two of the greatest men of our generation.
See you ladies. I'm gonna be here.
Speaking of film history, today also happens to be the anniversary of one of the greatest shows ever made, Over the Garden Wall. Now, in honor of Over the Garden Wall's anniversary, I have decided to take it upon myself to name my friend here Fred. And you know what horses name Fred want to do?
I want to steal.
That's right, Fred. And steal we will. Now, as I try to do in all of my videos, I will stop talking and let you guys enjoy the scenery. Accompanied by my music choice, of course. Let me out! Let me out! I'm innocent, I tell you! I'm innocent! Huh. No wonder there were so many people who escaped from jail back then. Oh, waiter! Waiter! Man, this service sucks. Hello? Hello, Miss Amanda. Miss Amanda, are you here? Miss Amanda, I would like to buy some clothes. Please let me in. Speaking of Amanda, I once went to elementary school a long time ago. And in my class, there was a girl with the same name. And I recall one day as we were doing the thing where it's like, okay, everyone pick up a piece of trash, she accidentally sat on my brother's head. Not only that, but I have a journal entry from when I was like 9 years old in which I think it was my birthday, and I brought donuts or cupcakes or something like that, and I wrote in my journal and I said, Amanda asked for another donut. I did not give it to her. This very tack and feed building was used in the 1948 film called Black Bart, which was about two outlaws fighting for the love of a Yvonne DiCarlo. What's funny about the movie is that Black Bart was actually a real person, but in the movie, he was portrayed by a white man. Don't mind me, I'm just reminiscing of the heyday of America in which a white man could play every single person of color. So far here, we've seen a white man who played a Native American. We have seen a white man who played a black man. And you know what? I know there are plenty of movies in which a white man played a Chinese man. So how about we go back to the time that was so much more simple when America was the greatest of all time, and a white man could play whoever because it only acted on how good they could act. Okay, America number one. There is nothing wrong with America. I love America. America number one. Okay. Woohoo! Yonder, I hear the thunder rumbling, and my, I think we're gonna have a rainstorm. Yeehaw! Oh, banjo polish. Oh, donkey skittle. Oh, blibbly blobby blow. Hey, Mr. Sinatra, it's starting to rain, so I'm gonna get out of here, but you left your undies out to dry, and I don't think they're gonna be dry with the rain coming down, so just thought I'd let you know. All right. You have a good one, Mr. Sinatra. All right. Okay, bye. It appears that the museum has a help wanted sign in the window. Now that is something you don't see every day anymore. So if you are interested in the history of the West, the history of film in the West, come work at this museum. So I just got back from a thrift store, and what can I say? It was quite the experience. I guess I will just recount how it went down. So I pull up to the store, I'm looking around like I normally do. And then a thunderous boom is heard from across the store. And this voice spoke with so much intensity and so much power. And it said, "Girl, put your shoes back on! Your feet are black! Do it now!" I kid you not. And so I'm like, take cover, right? Brace for impact.
118, brace for impact.
Like, what is going on here, And I turned to see at the checkout counter, and it was just his mom and a daughter who wasn't wearing her shoes. And so this mom had brought upon the wrath of hell to her little girl. And it was an experience that I will never soon forget. But on the bright side, I did find a book. It's called Severance. It piqued my interest because I'm currently watching Severance. It has nothing to do with the show, but I read the description and it sounded fun. It's a little dystopian novel about, people surviving. I think it looks cool. It's got the rustic feel. And so, yeah. That was my thrift store experience. Well, after all these years of looking, I've finally found it. And who would have thought it would have been here in Kanab? The Rainbow Connection. Now all I've got to find are the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Although I am getting pelted by rain, we have arrived at our next stop, which is the Kanab Heritage House. Now this house was built in the late 1890s, so it has been standing just like this for well over 100 years, 120, 130 years. Now originally the house belonged to a Mr. Henry Bowman, who was a businessman here in Utah, a very prominent businessman. And later the house was passed on to the Chamberlain family, a Mormon pioneer, and I say Mormon pioneer because no one's going to understand if I say a pioneer for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's just how it goes, right? History knows them as Mormon pioneers. Anyways, a Mormon pioneer named Thomas Chamberlain moved into this house, and believe it or not, the man had 6 wives. 6 wives. I can barely handle one. Yeah. Anyways, here it stands in all its historical glory. So when you are looking at this house, picture that you are walking down the streets of Kanab in the late 1800s. Man, history is so cool. Now I would go inside because there is a museum, and as you guys know, I'm a museum fanatic, but unfortunately, if you see that sign, it's closed. And so I will not be able to take cover from this rain. I'm just gonna get soaked. So thank you, Heritage House, for your service, and I will see you next time I am in Kanab. So there is a museum here in Kanab, rightfully called the Kanab Museum, and it's actually right across from the event center that the conference was happening. So I was really excited to go over and visit. I mean, look at this sign out front. It's a vote for women sign, you know, awesome stuff. That means that this museum is going to be so cool. And then I walk over and I see this. Just my luck. Oh, shucks. Bro, people in Kanab are built different, man. I love traveling because sometimes you just go to places and you're like, how do you exist? How are you a real human, right? And that has happened to me many a times. Anyways, this story takes place in a Subway, okay? My homie, you know, he wanted food. He wanted a Subway. So we take him there, right? And, like, one of the workers, this big old bald dude, he comes out, he takes a chair, and he just throws it in another chair. He threw it across the room. And it's this metal chair, so it's like, kunk. And I'm there sitting at a table, you know, because I didn't want to get any food. And I immediately stood up, and I'm like, okay, let's, like, we gotta, like, Scoob, we gotta get out of here, man. That's literally how I was reacting, because what do you mean you work in this establishment and you're throwing chairs? I did get a video, so you'll see. It wasn't a video of him throwing the chair because I was not, you know, psychic. I didn't know that was coming. But I have a video of the chair laying on the ground next to the other chair, and also a video of the man. So, dude, shout out to Kanab. You guys are crazy down here. Oh, you can't bring these guys anywhere, am I right? It's raining. There's thunder. I've got this hat. You know exactly what that means.
This is the second time I've had to reclaim my property from you.
That belongs in a museum.
So do you.
We are all fueled up and ready to go. Goodbye, Kanab. And hello to Salt Lake City FanX. That's right, I came from one convention straight to another one. It only took me 5 hours to get here, but it was worth it. Now, the funny thing about me is that no matter how many Comic Cons I go to, the beginning is always the same. I always feel so overstimulated. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. There are so many people. There are so many things to see. And I'm like, hyperventilating, all that good stuff. I mean, so many people, so much stuff to do. Like, I don't even know where to start. And so for like 2 hours, I feel like I wander around trying to think of things to do, trying to get video footage. And that's just my life. So let's see if we can't find our way around the convention. I will say there are a lot of cool panels for today and tomorrow, which I am very excited to attend, and I'll be taking you guys along with me. Okay, so maybe I wasn't being 100% honest earlier. The truth is that in between Kanab and FanX, I did make a little stop. I went home and I got a costume together. I threw a fit together because you already know what it is. there ain't no Comic-Con without a costume. So take a guess. What do you think I have? I got the beanie. I got that baggy yellow hoodie. I got baggy pants. Those shoes on, the shirt. How about this? Yo, Mr. White, this is my own public domicile, and I will not be harassed. Take a guess. This is now the third time I've filmed saying this. The first time I was on the escalator, and it was much too loud. You couldn't even hear anything I said. The second time I was down on the convention floor, and it turns out I was just filming behind an old lady the whole time, and I felt bad because, you know, it speaks for itself. And so I am here now. Anyways, what I have been trying to say is, so far, I've had like 6 or 7 people come up to me and be like, oh my goodness, Jesse Pinkman, can I get a picture with you? And I've been like, yes, you can. And so I enjoy that aspect of people recognizing the costume because truly, I just look like a drug dealer. If I left and I just walked around the streets of the city, I'm sure I would attract a completely different crowd of people, if you know what I mean, being down here in town. But it's fun. I love people being like, oh my goodness, you're so cool. And on top of that, I am now on, I don't know, 7 people's phones. So when they look back on these photos, you know, I will be there. And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, that was Mr. Pinkman. I hear this panel is pretty super. Whoa, say that again?
Okay. Glee had the musical numbers down to a science. Like, cameras knew exactly what to cover. We had like a schedule, so each musical number took like 6 hours to shoot by the time I got there. So when we did the musical crossover in the Arrowverse, it was very different because the whole crew had never done like musical numbers before. So it was a lot of like trial by fire, and it was a lot of figuring it out. Where Grant and I were like, guys, we can't keep doing this tap dance.
Yes, things are challenging, but it's not the first time. I think that kind of gets lost sometimes. I think it's a lot of times the messaging is like these are really challenging times as if we've never been in them before. Like there's been challenging times all the time. There's always a challenge going on somewhere. So we've come through it before, go through it again. I think that's the whole idea is that it's persistence. It's not, you know, there's no winning. You know what I mean? We're never gonna get to a point where it's like, oh good, so we've fixed all of it. Like, it's constantly evolving, it's constantly changing. So we're gonna have to figure it out. And even if everything was perfect tomorrow, in a certain amount of time, it would not be again, and we have to fix it again. So the optimism is that we've done it before, we'll do it again. And that's just kind of how we continue to look at things. So I think that's how he would look at it.
Yeah. I think for me, like the motto of hope, help, and compassion couldn't be more relevant. And it's even more important today than it was when we first started making the show. You know, we had a different president in season 1 of Supergirl, and now I think when things got real, when things are very dark like that, I always still think of hope, help, and compassion, and also like really taught me how important it is to me what I put out in the world as an artist. I want it to be, we need joy, we need optimism, we need hope, we need, I think what was so special about the Arrowverse is yes, it was a place for people to escape, but like the messaging was so beautiful and inclusive. So it really taught me that I'm much more careful now about what I say yes to doing and the art that I want to create and what I'm putting out there.
Are you ready to get groovy at this next panel? Oh, I am.
I mean, I was brand new. Mila had done something before. Wilmer was brand new. Kutcher was brand new. I think Danny had already done some movies by then, and Toby was brand new. Like, we didn't know. We were all very, I mean, in the beginning, you just like put a camera on us, and we were just hanging out. Thank
Down the
goodness.
street.
Thank goodness. But it was just like, I think just our time together. and we really were friends off camera as well as on camera. So I think it's just that experience. Even now, if I hear Ted Margaret, hello, it's me, all like start laughing. And so it's the same way. Like if we hear that song, because it's such a really important song, especially the pilot. It's just so many feelings. You know what I mean? I've been really fortunate to work with great people, so, you know, and when you work with someone, I did 70s for 8 years and Orange for 7 years. You know, so many things happen during that span of your life. Like on Orange, I, had babies, and, we're all like doing all these different things. It's really amazing.
This day is not Yondover. Are you ready for this next panel?
Say that again.
I hear it gets pretty crazy and kooky.
Rabbit stew? Come on, y'all. Who are you first off?
I'm Haley. I'm from Tremont, Utah. If there was one last book you had to read, what book should it be?
I don't read.
So you're known as actually a really nice and good person.
Don't spread that shit around.
Today is day 2 of FanX.
Oh, come on. It's just a bunch of hocus pocus.
Kathy was kind of like new and upcoming and just, I think, so grateful and just feeling honored that she was in the position that she was in. That she just, she was like the mama bear. She really took good care of us and she was very supportive. Like, I invited her to some other events that I was putting on. She was very supportive there. And she was just like, I think she was just so like grateful to be in her position.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for.
Hello, everybody. This is exciting. Wow. Holy cow. Look at this. Is awesome. This is the coolest thing ever.
I see so many kindred spirit hats. I'm so stoked. That's a sick hat right there. I love it. What day did you call me to do this? Monday?
Yeah. Well, because what happened, so we were planning to do a panel, and then I was like, I'm too tired. And I asked the man, wait, we're too tired to do a panel. And then Justin, for you guys who don't know this, Justin and I actually, we are friends. Like we text each other and call.
I'm kidding.
Hey, I kid. And so then Justin's like, hey, listen, I know you were thinking about it, but if you want, I'm thinking about coming to FanX. I'm weak. And he's like, if you want to do a panel together maybe? And I was like, I think I could do that. So the next day I called back and I'm like, I got us a room, we can do a panel. And Justin was like, I was just kidding.
I thought you were going to do one with a bunch of our other friends, and I was like, oh, well, yeah, I'll jump in if they cancel on you or whatever. He said, no, I already canceled the panel. But don't worry, I can book one. Then he goes, great news, I got a room that can hold 400 people. And that's when I went, no, we don't have to do it. No, I like Chris because I feel like I'm loud and obnoxious, but I'm really shy. So I'm a little nervous. I'm very sweaty. Don't get too close yet. But I don't know how I started stumbling across Chris's stuff more and more. And I was like, you know what? Amanda said it the best. Your wife said it the best. She's got your number. She's like, Chris is a human golden retriever. And there's something about Chris has got like a good spirit. He's just like a sweet guy. And like my whole objective starting this, when I started this, there wasn't any Disneyland YouTube thing or whatever, and I was like, I just want to put something positive in the world. No one's ever going to watch it. And I feel like that's what you do too. So that's always been my mission, just to put something positive, brings people together, makes people happy. There's nothing like,
And guys, give him a round of applause because he's been doing this for a long time. And it's interesting because Justin and I will get together with our friends, our other YouTuber friends, and we get to hang out there, and we love them. We love them. Sometimes I get a little irritated with Justin and I. It's because we're It's like we're at schoolgirls in like junior high. You sneak away and we're like sitting like back talking to each other. Like,
Get excited. See, I get excited.
And they're like, come to the group.
Our other friends are cool. Our other friends are very cool.
Yeah. We feel like the outcasts, so we stand hanging on the walls.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about Justin is he does do that positivity thing, and that's something that I've incorporated also in my videos a lot. And it's like-minded individuals.
Hey, I'm talking to you. You.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah. I'm talking to you. You make the world a better place.
That's it.
And I'm talking to you.
And you. The guy came out, tattooed on his neck and everything. He's like, you! And he's like, you saved my life, man. He's from Scotland, so he had like this thick accent. Can you get paid off? For sure.
Can you do a Scottish accent?
Hey, Scott, I like your thing. It's great. Saved my life. It was awesome. And it's cool because it's kind of the coolest thing because you would never think, like I would never think I'd be sitting in a room with all of you guys, which is, thank you so much, by the way, from my heart, thank you so much for coming here. So, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. You never think doing silly little stuff can touch somebody, but when I was going through a divorce and a hard time and feeling very like I didn't want to wake up either, I would just watch these silly like YouTube videos. You know those ones where they voice over the animals like Alan? Have you seen that? That like saved my life. I'm not even kidding because I was so stressed and that was the one thing that would like make me, it would crack me, make me laugh, you know, so.
Yeah, Justin hates rules.
I hate him. I'm a loner, Toddy, a rebel. This year, I show up and I see Chris and he's all alone. So I was like, I've got to go through a maze with Chris. And he is a cheater because what you don't see is he's holding the camera and doing this. And then we go into the Friday the 13th thing, like the Jason one, and we're all in a big group. And I thought you were in the middle. I guess you were in the back.
No, wait.
I pop out of that maze and I turn around and everybody's kind of lagged. I'm like, okay, so then slowly Adam DeWoo comes out, Peter, and all these people, and then they're all talking to, oh, that was the best maze ever. And I go, guys, where's Chris? And everybody goes, where is Chris? And I swear to you, it felt like a half an hour, but it was like 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
Hold your breath for 5 minutes. Try it. That's what happened to me. So we stayed there for 5 minutes. He finally pops out. He ran out the exit.
My hand is down like this.
He's like this.
And so when I go back, I watch Justin's and I watch Adam's video, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I never see all this stuff, and I can't even look at it. And I also have this propensity, and I don't know why, but when they scare me, I apologize to them. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I do that.
I can attest to this.
I'm so sorry. I was like, so when
I thought I was the most afraid, by the way, until I met you, and you made me feel better.
This is giving me goosebumps. This is true. This is happening. So they gave me a media pass for Universal Studios. I think they like it because I get so scared. I think they like that type of stuff. And what I was led to believe is that they're going to give me a jacket that you can wear with really bright colors, and it's like a no scare person. You go through it by yourself, right? So you just film it, and no actors can come at me. They're like, "Would you like that?" And I'm like, "Yes, I want that." And they're like, "Okay, where you go to the Jason Voorhees?"
By the way, he's bragging about this. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to get the special thing." I think that's why he was behind us alone.
Yeah. So I get there. I'm like, "Here, I'm here to get the media vest," and the girl's like, "Oh, you're on the the media thing." It wasn't a media vest, it was a media list. And what it was, she's like, hey, we're preparing the hunt for you. They took everybody through, they shut it down, and they're like, you're gonna go through all by yourself. Okay, so, right here, you walk in right here, and Jason Voorhees is right here, and he's got his victim, and he's going to hack the victim, and he does it, like this fake blood shot out like this. I saw it, I screamed, I turned, I went, whoa! I hit it. I was so scared, I just stood there. They're not supposed to touch you, but the little volunteer, this little girl, she's like, sir, and she grabbed my backpack, she goes this way, and she pulled me through. When Justin saw me, I literally was running out, like shaking.
It was the best. It made my whole night. Okay, so you know Papa from Stranger Things? Yeah. Today? I just bumped into him, like as he's making his way to his big line. Yes, I bumped into him. And, oh, sorry, it's hard to walk here. Papa? Embarrassing. But the worst, then the only other time, because it's happened 2 other times, I've literally run into celebrities. The other time, That wasn't too bad. I ran into Ian McDermott in the men's room. I was going in, he was coming out. Boom! Oh, Your Highness, the Emperor! I embarrassed myself. But the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life, maybe, is I was walking through downtown Disney. Remember when they had the security down there and it was all pinched and it was miserable? And I'm like on my phone, I'm trying to Snapchat Allie, I'm flirting, you know, trying to flirt. And I'm like, I run, just smack into someone so hard, the guy falls down into some lady, she falls down, everybody, and then I see plaids, and the plaids, like the VIP guys, are picking this person up, and he gets up and turns around, and it's Kurt Russell. And I go, Kurt, I love you. And he looks at me like, you know that look in Tombstone? You ever seen Tombstone when he looks at that guy before he slaps him? I got that look. Oh, it was bad, Chris, bad. Like, I feel so underdressed at this con and everyone's got amazing costumes. I never get dressed up at Halloween. I know, I dress like a scumbag every day. Justin and I, so I can be a secret nice guy. I want to look hard so people don't mess with me at the 7-Eleven.
Justin and I, we did like a video together, and I went to show up, and he was wearing a shirt and tie.
Yes, I was.
And I was like, what is this sorcery?
You know what's funny? When I was in the punk rock band, I used to, I don't know, half ironically wear like button-up shirts, or we put on ties, I'd wear this vest, and I'd wear a fedora and stuff like that. And then I started making videos at Disney, and I'm wearing this. So I don't know, I'm all backwards. So then I saw his videos, I saw Chris started making these videos, I don't know, 2017?
2018, yeah.
Like, who's this guy with the tie? And I was like, now I could never wear my tie. So I felt like Chris has like dominated the space. He's taking ties from me. See, in the early days, everyone was like, what are you doing? Like, no, literally I would go hold a camera and people were like, do you need help taking a selfie? No one understood since I was really early. And so you only had what you had to work with, books and stuff like that. You know, no one was messaging me back then. So I talked about that light bulb thing, where the half and half light bulb, oh, what is that himself? Not true, that was never there until the 90s. It's another one of those things the Imagineers are like, no, we did that in the 90s. That was a fake secret. It's like, dang it. But I haven't deleted the video because, yeah.
All right, guys, thank you.
One more time, guys. Thank you so much for coming. You are the best. You guys are all the best, and I love you. I just want to say that really fast. You guys are amazing. Okay, this is my favorite thing ever, because people tell me they go to Disneyland all the time. They're like, oh, we really use your videos as a guide, and I love that. But you did Route 66. That's the best. Look at the old school.
OG fans here, OG fans.
Jim Campbell artwork. Shout out to Jim Campbell over the garden wall. You guys are the best.
We're just like, yo, it is time to go home and sleep well. The old West.
Hey, how you doing there? Hey, babe. I'm the ghost of the moon.
Johnny Depp?